Jane Foster just got buffed again. Like, again. I swear this has to be her 4th buff, and at this point it feels like Kabam is just running experiments on her. How many times can we reheat this leftover before it's finally edible? But hey, I jumped in, tested her out, took her through some fights, and now the real question is she finally good? Or is this just another looks cool on paper but mid in reality kind of update? Let's talk about it. What actually changed? Alright, so here's the deal. The new buff actually gives Jane some nice quality of life tweaks. Nothing completely game-breaking, but definitely noticeable. Now, you can chain her heavy attack directly into your basic combo, which helps a lot with flow. While you're striking the opponent, you'll start gaining passive shocks on yourself, and those shocks actually boost your damage output. Her special 1 gives her fervor, which lets her stack shocks faster, and the special 2 basically cashes all those shocks out, transferring them to your opponent for a big burst of damage. Then her special 3, that one gives her a power gain buff and cranks her damage while it's active. Plus, her heavy attack now adds staggers, and if she has 7 or more shocks on herself, she triggers Wither, which is actually pretty neat. Gives her some control against power gain champs. Sounds good, right? Not so fast. So here's where it gets awkward. Her kit doesn't flow naturally. You want to constantly be throwing heavies because that's how you pause your shocks, right? But at the same time, that completely messes up your rotation because you can't really chain heavies into specials cleanly. Like, bro, why can't we just link the first part of her heavy into a special? That would have made her rotation so much smoother. Instead, every time you want to throw a special 1 or 2, you kind of break your rhythm, and that makes the whole thing feel clunky. And that special 2, while it looks nice with those big yellow numbers, completely cashes out all your damage. You basically blow all your shocks, and then, boom, back to square one. Not a great feeling. So after testing her for a while, I found she actually performs better if you skip special 2 completely. Maybe use a special 1 to ramp up early, then just build to special 3. Because with SP3, you get that power gain and extra damage, and you can just keep smacking with heavies and normals. It flows way better that way. Then I tested her against Serpent. Now she can technically do the fight, but let me tell you, it's one of the most annoying matchups I've played. You have to keep staggering his power gains, time your heavies perfectly, and if he delays throwing his special, your staggers expire mid-fight, and he still gets the power gain anyway. Add that immortality and regen into the mix, and it's just pain. Sure, it's doable, but not fun, and definitely not fast. For comparison, Werewolf actually did the Serpent fight faster and safer, and he's not even meant to be a top Serpent counter. So yeah, Jane can do it, but can do it and worth bringing are not the same thing. You're not using her for Serpent. You're not using her for Dark Phoenix. You're not using her for Photon, High Evolutionary, or Onslaught, because shocking those guys is asking to die. She does do well against Nick Fury, though. That matchup's actually pretty solid. She can melt him decently fast, about a minute fight, so that's one bright spot. Then against Thanos, things started to feel better. Here I stopped using SP2 altogether, just went for the SP3 playstyle, focused on keeping shocks up, and honestly, she started hitting harder. Her heavies were critting consistently for 30k plus, which feels pretty satisfying when it connects. But even then, it's not meta-breaking damage. It's solid but not crazy. And in general, fights without buffs? Yeah, she slows down a lot. She's clearly designed to do better in buff-heavy matchups where her staggers can actually do something. Alright, so after all this testing, here's the verdict. She's definitely better than before, but not by a huge margin. Before the buff, Jane Foster could already do most of these fights, maybe a bit slower, but still. Now, she just feels a bit smoother in some parts and clunkier in others. The heavy attack damage is nice. 30k crits always look satisfying, but the problem is still the same. She doesn't answer the biggest threats in today's meta. But overall, this buff feels like Kabam tried to modernize her a little without actually solving her core issues. And let's be honest, after 4 buffs, that's a little embarrassing. At this point, Jane Foster feels like that one champion Kabam just refuses to give up on. They keep tweaking her like, no, guys, this time she's fixed. And every time we're like, yeah, nah, still mid. So yeah, that's my take on the new Jane Foster buff. She's better? Sure, but she's still not breaking into anyone's battleground decks anytime soon. If Kabam really wants her to shine, they gotta make her kit flow smoother. Maybe let her connect heavies into specials or give her something to keep the shocks without killing her rotation. Until then, she's just another buffed champion that looks good in highlights, but struggles in real fights. But hey, I want to hear from you. Did you try her out after the update? Did you find some secret sauce rotation I didn't? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's see if someone's cracked the Jane code. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe, because we've got way more champion buff breakdowns and battleground chaos coming your way. Catch you guys in the next one.